Oh, great. Still can't hear anybody.
None of us are talking.
Stupid speaker.
Hello, hello, hello.
Don't mind me, boys. I'll be in eventually.
Should we?
Where did that group chat go? Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for me, you guys can put it in the chat way over there. I don't know if you guys can even hear me.
Like sign language, like. All right, Taylor, take it away if this is your week. Now I feel like no one can hear me.
I can hear you.
I'm going to translate.
Oh, I just lost Taylor. What is going on? All right, I guess I can start us off with a word of prayer and get this ball rolling. Did everybody hear that? Yes? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer. Okay, here we go. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful for this day and this opportunity we have to meet together as a group for this class, and we pray that as we talk and discuss about the things that we've read, that we may be able to have an uplifting and informative conversation. We love thee, Father, and pray that the Spirit will be with us to guide us and to help us to continue to learn. We love thee and say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Until Taylor comes back, I guess I have the agenda pulled up so I can just glance at it real quick. Oh, it doesn't really matter anyway. All right.
The main objective this week is it to come up with our own like a order that we agree on. Something.
Pretty. The first question talks about them. It's pretty straightforward. We're lost.
My computer literally just crapped out on me. Here. Okay. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, it's super glitchy though. Sounds like someone's building a house in the background of somebody's.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
All right. Anyways, you want to keep going, Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's really hard to concentrate with that hammer.
Maybe I'll try my email on my phone.
What was I even saying? Okay.
Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm having a terrible week. Oh my God.
Oh, great.
Well, it could be worse. You could be stuck in the woods 60 miles from any year.
That's true, man.
Let's see here.
Okay. I guess we start off with a prayer.
We already did.
You did.
That's
okay.
All right.
Man. Okay. Cool. All
right. Hey, you guys can hear me. That's cool.
Oh, yes.
Can't hear any of you guys. Let me see if I can figure this out. Maybe use my phone.
Yeah, it's probably a better idea. So let's get rolling. Sorry, I bullied everyone here.
You're good.
So let me just go through this agenda here. So what are the most significant issues that you guys are seeing facing the group?
Probably their distance to civilization, and the fact that nobody's going to be looking for them for at least 4 or 5 days, and the fact that they have injured people that can't travel. So
yeah,
they've got some banged up canoes and stuff as well,
and the weather.
Yeah, I think that they're not dry. They're wet.
Yeah, that'll.
Or
kill
we're
them.
not. We're not dry. Or whoever it is.
yeah.
I watched a lot of those survival shows, and usually the first thing they say is to get dry. So I put matches at number 1.
Same. Team matches.
So I'm gonna pull mine up here. I know we're gonna need these tables.
I feel like for long-term survival, they need 3 things: food, shelter, water, because they're going to be sticking around there for a while. The first thing I thought was food, shelter, water for the people that are staying, and then they need to have runners that go back and get help.
Yeah.
So the runners need. Oh, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Do we want to put like all of our scores on an Excel document to just see like on a Google Sheets just to see like where everyone matches up?
Yeah.
Goodness.
I'm trying to pull it up.
You're so angry.
Oh,
I can do
Yeah.
that.
that's perfect.
I can do that or whatever. I like Excel.
You pulled it up. It's, did you see the one that John shared?
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. It's a link.
Yeah. We'll enter,
Yeah.
we'll enter there'll be some good info here.
I'm gonna fill mine out real quick.
Yeah.
Those
I
will be
didn't
good.
realize the flotation devices were large. I didn't read that till after Brother What's His Face posted it up there. They're like full sized, almost like sleeping mats.
Yeah.
So initially I put them like last priority because I was imagining like a pillow sized like arm floaty thing. I'm like, I don't.
Awesome.
I didn't realize that until you just barely told me. So
Yeah, you put it later that they're like large, like full body sized each. I'm like, well, that changes everything. You could use that as shelter and stuff, you know.
yeah,
So
definitely. I'm getting organized. There we go. Oh, Isaac is in the dark. Let me.
Isaac. Oh, there he is.
Let's see if he makes the connection.
If you just look at the spreadsheet without knowing, you just see all these numbers popping up out of nowhere. You're like, well, this is kind of creepy. with low experience of shared Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. What's the average for matches? Oh, a 5.4. Wait, what did I put one? That's not one for duct tape.
Hey,
Oh.
you know, that's.
Oh, I thought I put one for duct tape. I was like,
Oh, I did.
whoops.
Duct tape's important.
It is. No, it is.
You can fix it out any duct tape.
Like the most versatile thing. Like, because also the canoes are broken, and I feel like the canoes are like real important. Survival versus. Because in my head, I thought instead of like trying to just buckle down, we need to survive. It's just get a group away, like to find someone for help quick enough. And then leave the guy with the broken leg with some people, but like 2 people take a canoe, get somewhere as fast as they can, and what will help them the way of is my thought, and duct tape is the most important in that.
Who's like hammering in the background?
I was hearing that too.
I agree with you, John. John, I was thinking like the first thing they do is get a team ready to like make a run for help, like to get out and move. I think that's why I put matches first, because like everyone's wet, so I'd be like, in order for them to get going, they'd have to move. But that's kind of going on simultaneously as they're repairing, their fishing poles and their boats and stuff.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So what are the kind of mentioned, but what are the first actions that must be taken?
I think you guys are on the right path when you said you need to get everybody dry. As cold as it's going to, as cold as it is that time of year, and everyone's wet, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
I agree. I put matches as the first one just because you're not going to last very long if you're cold. And with a fire, you can do a lot of stuff, but initially, the most important thing is, for me, would be to get dry.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Like immediate life threats, like you can go 3 days without eating, but they'll die tonight if they're not dry.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. I put the water purification tablets at number 1, but I do see exactly where you're coming from on the getting everybody dry.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think the water purification tablets were they were important, but like compared to other things, because they did say it was going to rain, and in my head, like, yes, everything on that list is useful, but which things are the most useful in like multiple scenarios, and which things because you could make the duct tape into a bowl, and you could also use it for a catching rainwater. And so you could use that instead of the tablets, and that's why I put it as like 12. And I was like, that makes me feel bad, but at the same time, like my brain works through it to make it 12.
Yeah, if you combined all the flotation devices with the duct tape, it could be like a huge water catch.
Yeah, or like just if you clean out the canoe and then duct tape the canoe closed, and you only use one canoe to like send people to get help, the other canoe you could use to like just catch rainwater.
That's a really good idea.
Also, you could light a fire underneath it, and that would boil it as well, just for double whatever, or lake water. And plus, I'm not sure like any sickness, because at maximum it would take like a week to get help, maybe, right? Yeah. And like I don't know how diseases work, but like any disease wouldn't like kill you in a week from drinking just natural water.
Especially if it's down from the rapids.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Maybe purification isn't like top of the list.
Exactly.
The diseases might not kill you then, but they might kill you afterwards, even after you're found.
But at least like treatment, and like I'm not sure it'd be like a disease, but more of like a virus. I don't know.
You make a good point though. If you have fire in a container, you can purify your own water without tablets.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking too.
So if you're taking like bare minimum, I feel like we can agree that matches would be number 1. You've got heat, you can dry your stuff. You've got to cook food, to purify water.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I do too.
They're definitely high on the list, but like, I don't know. In my head, for some reason, I would, matches, I would agree. Matches are number 1.
I think everything else would be in vain, like if you couldn't get dry. I mean, I used to watch all those survival shows too. Everybody that didn't make it was because, well, not every single time, but oftentimes it was because they didn't get dry. Like, and like
Yeah.
duct tape's awesome, but like it's like, have you ever tried starting a fire in the woods like without flint or something? It's so hard.
That's
Like
fair.
especially when it's wet, like there's no way.
Yeah.
Are we saying that matches are just number one?
I think duct tape. I think duct tape could arguably be number two because of everything you're saying, to repair, to build containers for drinking water, to make shelter, to repair boats, to tape someone's mouth shut if they're talking too much.
You originally said that the set of clothes were number two, Drew. What was your?
I was just thinking about getting. It's the same logic as John has of getting an action team ready to go.
Yeah.
So my idea behind my order was first everybody get dry, and then get your team together to take off. So like get two guys, give them all the extra clothes and or maybe not all the extra clothes, like a change of clothes and the fanny pack with the food, and then and the compass and the map, and have them take off. So that was my thought process. But that's a very specific action plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the clothes were useless because I'm like, well, I'm wearing clothes and I'm dry. But when you mentioned the action team, like, oh no, that would be like really helpful.
Yeah.
I guess it very much largely depends on what is your main course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you waiting for a search party to come, or are you trying to get people out? Because both of those, everything is going to be different for your list.
I'd roll with both.
Yeah, I was thinking like two guys go, like two of the healthiest, strongest guys that are confident they can make it, and that know how to read a map, and just have them take off, and then everyone else just build shelters, start getting food, get dry, and just
that's what I was thinking too. But
expect the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Any other things those you guys noticed? That was pretty. I think that was pretty solid and I completely agree with that for first actions. We talked through this as well. It asked what are the key items needed, and I think we kind of went through that. But I don't know I'm not sure if they're trying to. Let me see if that's in addition, actually. Okay, no, we need to go over that. So we review each item from the table and reach the consensus on rankings. So Isaac, I know you can't hear us. He hasn't filled his out yet, or on the shared one. But it seems that. By the way, I'm getting all your guys' texts now, so just. Oh, that's awesome. So our group score for the average, I think we ranked. I mean, we can go through and see it, but it's asking. Let's see. Try to get everyone more or less agree on rankings. When someone disagrees, let's.
If the rankings all kind of depend on what our action plan is, then I think it might be easier to see if we agree on the action plan.
Yeah,
then
I
it
agree.
makes the items easier to classify.
So then okay, then let's back up then. So
well, Drew and Hunter, you guys put in the. You said that you had like half and half, right? Like half leave and half stay.
Like two leave and everyone else stay. That's what I was thinking, so that you're not just sending someone out. I feel like. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's what I was thinking too, and if I was just saying.
All right.
If you guys are the same.
Sorry, I just lost internet again. Terrible. This is terrible.
So we're just still talking about what course of action we want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wanted to send an A team, go and save the day.
Send an A team. Yeah. So I guess while that team, and as you guys mentioned, while you send the team.
So, yeah. So do we all agree we want to send a team?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
everyone, but a team.
Just two? Just two?
Yeah, you don't need any more than that.
Yeah. I think one's not enough because it might just get discouraged and lost and turned around and go crazy, you know. But I feel like two could get the job done.
Yeah.
And then the considerations. I think the main considerations are just basic survival, food, water, shelter, or food, clothing, shelter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you all Boy Scouts?
Technically,
Yes.
Yeah.
I was one of those. My parents pushed me to get my eagle rather than me wanting to get my eagle.
Yeah.
So I don't really crazy feel confident.
Get it when you were like 13?
No, I got it when I was 16.
Oh, cool.
So it's because your brother's doing it at the same time. Just go. And I was like, okay. Yeah.
Well, now it's gonna save your life. So
Doubt it.
Guys, you sound like you know what you're talking about with that duct tape stuff.
But I just don't like being outside. Is the thing, because there are things out there.
I love the outdoors, man. They're like, that's why like I love Idaho so much. Not so much the winters, but the summers. Like,
Love the winter.
It's gotta be awesome. I can only imagine.
yeah, Mr. Arizona.
I'm looking at the same thing every day. I'm just like, one day you'll. I can survive out here. Then it hits 120 and I'm ready to hightail it.
Oh man.
Crazy, man. So I'm curious. Actually, I was looking at the rankings because we're asked to kind of discuss some of them or just kind of break down our thought process. But I'm curious. One of them was like the whiskey, the one pint of it for. Let me see here. Okay, there it
I
is.
think it depends on how badly their leg's broken. If it's a compound fracture where it's like coming out of the skin,
Yeah,
there's like not a lot of detail, so it's kind of hard.
That's why I ranked mine near the end, because I wasn't sure as well the extent of it. But I mean, if we read, go ahead.
No, that was kind of my same thought. It could be a disinfectant at 180 proof. That is some very, very serious alcohol.
Yeah, which one of you brought that, by the way?
Me.
Which what?
Which one of you brought that?
Oh, that's right. That's right. The one that's like,
Yeah, because I mean, you could use the extra clothing as a tourniquet or whatever. It just depends on the extent of the injury, but we don't really have that much detail.
And it really could help with pain. Like if they were really that messed up, it could be. I think it could help with pain as well.
I agree. I wouldn't mind drinking if the circumstances. I'm no Joseph Smith, so.
Hey, Joseph Smith drank, so.
And smoked, chewed tobacco.
I probably wouldn't drink the whiskey, but I would ask them to just murder me there. Like, so different. It's not good, but it's different. Yeah.
I'd rather drink whiskey than commit murder. So.
Yeah.
Probably why I wasn't a good Boy Scout.
Did anyone rank insect repellent high? It looks like we're all above 10 on that one.
Yeah, I got number 13.
It'd be good, but it isn't really a necessity. I mean, you'd be fine without it.
It's more like a convenience, but I don't think convenience would be the priority.
Yeah.
Okay, what would be number 2 after matches?
The way that if we're just going by average and like where that ranks, it would be sleeping bags because I made an algorithm.
Oh, nice.
Spreadsheets are my wife. That was strange, but I'm
your
sticking
wife
to it.
Or your life?
Yeah, I meant wife, but I said wife, but I've already said it.
You get both, man. Can you guys hear me? Like, am I good?
Oh yeah.
I'm probably gonna lose my mind in a minute. So.
I think sleeping bags would make sense at 2 if we're going off getting dry and staying warm.
Yep.
Yeah, and plus you can turn them into a mock shelter of some sort. You can. What does it mean that they were like not fake? What was the word? Synthetic? What is that? Just like plasticky, right?
So yeah.
Because I feel like you could also use that, carry water or like, I don't know, just as sleeping bags are much bigger than clothes. So I was thinking that there was more, and there's a lot of uses for cloth, so you could do stuff.
What would be a contender for number 2? Does anyone have something that they feel like, oh, this should be number 2?
Duct tape.
I guess it kind of depends because I know if we're separating the group where we got our A team that's left ready, put the compass at the top. Am I there?
You're cutting in and
Kinda.
out. Digital.
Of course I am. Okay, let me see.
Oh wait, we can hear you now. There you go.
So I kind of put the map and the compass near the top. And I think I was mainly just kind of like, well, if someone was going to go off and go kind of help, they kind of need a little bit of guidance, which was my thought process. But again, if we've already determined that that's our action plan. 2 guys are gone. What we're focusing on the camp needs. I guess what we've got is the synthetic sleep bag makes more than enough sense.
With the map, I sort of had the thought if we send a team, like it's a canoe trip, can't they just follow the river?
Yeah,
that was kind of my same thought as well. I didn't rank it. I mean, it's very important, but if they're going down the river, they can only do so much. That was my thought.
Yeah.
So then if they're going the river route, then duct tape would make sense because they have to repair the boats. John wins.
Yay.
Let's go with it.
Okay, we'll do it.
Very nice.
Alrighty. Okay, what's number 3?
Let's see what I put. The sleeping bags for number 3.
Works for me.
Okay.
We've talked about that quite a bit. So number 4.
Well, that's why I can't see the updated one. That's funny.
I put the yellow frisbee for 4.
Why?
That was like the last I lived.
Oh, come on.
Me too.
I felt like it was a trick question. Like you could use it for like a, because like I was like thinking like hardcore, like if this is literally the only supplies that you have, like how would you carry water or like
That's a good
In the
point.
sleeping bag,
how would you cook?
you make a duct tape thing.
But the sleeping bags you need to stay warm. Like
Not the stuff sacks. Eh? Eh?
oh,
Huh?
that's true. Maybe it's
Yeah,
maybe it's the crappy Walmart ones that don't have a stuff sack.
Let's say they have waterproof stuff sacks. Problem solved.
But I was thinking like you can boil water in that too. It's not going to melt if there's water in it. And
boil it in the canoe.
I don't know. And if you're bored, you could throw it.
Oh yeah, survival.
I like the combining the personal flotation devices into like a lean-to, and then having it be a water catch into the canoe. So you have this huge surface area that the rainwater's going down into the.
Plus, like if you're sending people to go get help, it's not good if they drowned.
They just never
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. Because it's also rapids.
That's true. Let's see if we can agree on some items we don't need at all. Do we need insect repellent?
Nah, let's put it towards the bottom.
I'll just
No.
put an X on Isaac's.
The only
section.
thought I had was like a flamethrower. Like that was it.
Hey, we could use that for to help with the fire. You know.
What else do we
Yeah.
not need?
Like I think everything on here could have a use, but for as like most useful, frisbee's not real high. Sorry.
Let's see here. I'm gonna do 14 on.
We're supposed to do on our downtime. You know, we gotta play. We gotta, gotta lose ourselves in the fun. You know, that's why.
I don't know.
I'm putting insect repellent as 14.
What did I put it at?
Should we put? What would you get? Okay, so sleeping bags are number. Well, let's see. We have our action team going. They have dry clothes and they have a boat now. And they've got they probably took a couple sleeping bags with them. We got duct tape. So is our action team good? Do they need anything else? Oh,
I think they're
What did we give them so far? You said we gave them the duct tape and.
so they have what we have so far on the list, which is they have dry clothes.
My
or they
computer
have,
found it up for some reason.
they're dry. They have a sleeping bag and they have a repaired boat.
Okay.
maybe we should give them the water tablets because we'll have fire.
We can give them matches too. They can take matches with them.
You guys get one match.
Exactly.
They have to
I
like
think-
carry a torch with them.
I think the rope or not the rope I think they need a map, like just so that they know where they're going. That might be helpful. Like map and compass.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think
agree. Go ahead.
who was talking?
If anybody needs the map and the compass, I think it would be the people who are going for help.
Yeah.
I agree.
If they started heading in the wrong direction, then they probably wouldn't be able to get help.
Yeah.
It's hard to say which is more important though, to give the action team what they need first or to set up base camp.
Yeah, I feel like we're neglecting the people who are staying behind.
Yeah.
Look, this one says it.
So the people behind have duct tape. I feel like they need shelter and then they need fishing poles. Those are like the two biggest things they need next, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, this one has it too.
So they have food.
The shared sheet on the group again because I keep getting glitched out and I'm losing visibility again. There it is.
Guys, I can hear you.
There it is.
Sorry, that took me forever.
Good.
Well, welcome back.
I had to scare her away.
You
Did
just
we-
like
did we just-
to put her on camera.
Did we decide duct tape was number 2?
We
Yeah.
put yeah, we did.
Yeah, mainly to repair the boats, I think, was our logic there.
Okay, perfect.
Create containers, create shelters.
We should probably be a little quicker for John so he can make it to his
Yeah,
whatever.
but at the same time, I know what we're doing tonight, and so I'm not crazy in a hurry.
What about the personal flotation devices? I'm just gonna throw that out there.
If the guys are taking the canoes, I say we give it to them.
Yeah, I think it's something that's nice, but I think there's things that are more important than that.
Okay.
For
Not
sure.
drown is pretty nice. Okay.
Well, here's the thing: is they can be used for sleeping pads, for ground insulation from the cold ground. That's what the teacher was saying. They could be used duct taped together for shelter overhead. They could be used as part of the rainwater catch. Because as far as from what I understand, the information we've been getting, they're like big, flat, like almost like pool floaty things, like the big flat inflatable things.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't think that originally. I was thinking they were like little life jackets, but
Yeah, that's
apparently
what
it's like
Is there anything that we haven't listed that we think would be more important than the flotation devices?
Wait, so
get out of here.
what do we have so far? Sorry, I'm not really updated.
Isaac, so if you look on the chat, there's a Google Slides document thing that we put all of our numbers into.
Oh, can you post it just one more time? Sorry,
Yeah.
I lost it.
when you go in and out, it completely resets the chat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thanks, appreciate it.
See it.
Well, we have four we agree on so far, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see.
Are we going to put frisbee at the bottom of the list, or are people arguing that that's?
I think it would fit at 13 or so, something.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's put it at 13 then.
No. Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Like, I feel like if you were using the other canoe as a water catch, you could just drink with your hands. Or you could stick your face in it and sip it.
I think
don't know.
I had a more, or like, had a better reason for keeping it. I just can't really remember what it was.
Really, the only thing we'd be using it for is to drink out of.
Yeah.
Unless it's like aluminum and we can cook it with it, like a.
Are there aluminum frisbees?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to invent them. Call
Okay,
it the survival frisbee.
Okay, 13 then. If we can't work forward, we'll work backwards. So
Where do you guys feel the water purification tablets fit in?
That's kind of across the, well, not across the board. Apparently everyone thought they were high except for me.
Yeah, they are number 3 on the average.
Yeah.
That's way up there.
Should we go number 4 with them on our group ranking?
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't know. I think
No, I don't think so.
I think it can go lower. I initially put it higher without thinking of obvious solutions like using the fire to, that's purification on its own, boiling water and whatnot.
I think the flotation devices and like the fishing rods would come before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like flotation devices are super important for waterproof shelters since it like rains every other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that I was thinking about was I was like, yeah, you could boil water, but like, what are you gonna boil it in?
Yeah,
That's true.
The frisbee.
Yeah, that's
boiling in the frisbee.
yeah. I was thinking about. I was like, I mean, you can take your clothes, fill them with water, but then what are you gonna put the water in? Maybe you use part of the canoe and heat up the water in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking that.
The canoes are gone.
What?
They sailed away. Remember?
I thought they only took one
One
of
of
the two
them left.
canoes.
Oh yeah, that's right. They took one. Sorry.
Okay, so whiskey. We don't even know where to rank that because we don't know what the injuries are.
Well, there's just the broken leg is the one that I'm thinking of, which again.
Do we have whiskey as? Why do we have whiskey as 2?
I don't know.
That's supposed to be duct tape.
Wrong spot. Duct tape.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the problem with the whiskey is we have no idea how badly. If there's no skin break, then there's no need for whiskey.
I feel like
Except
more
except
more often than not, the skin doesn't break, and if the skin's not broken, whiskey ain't gonna do anything.
It's kind of like 50-50. I deal with a lot of people with broken stuff, and a lot of times it doesn't break the skin. I don't know.
Oh really?
I guess
Yeah.
it's a good.
I guess I'm not a doctor, so.
Well,
I'm
I'd
definitely
assume it
not
broke the
that.
skin, just because they hit on rocks, and they all have cuts and bruises from the rocks.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking it would be from. But I mean, maybe whoever broke it just, I don't know, got out of the water and broke it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's assume they do have cuts and bruises and possible, and their skin's broken. Then it's probably super important.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I vote for.
You vote for. Okay.
Works for me.
4 on whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
John, what do you think?
I mean, I think it should be low, but I'm at the point of okay.
So my thought process was, I mean, you could have the whiskey, but you could also boil water, and then you get hot water, and then you clean out the cuts with the hot water. And that'll last so long until like the search party comes, but I don't know.
I don't think hot water would. I don't know. I don't know if that would work medically wise.
Yeah.
You'd have to get it so hot that it'd like burn them.
Yep.
For number 5, I'm leaning towards the fishing poles because if we're looking at possibly a week, we're not going to make it very long without food.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
We got to have some way to hopefully like get more food or whatever. Like that fanny pack, I mean, the way it made it sound like is it was like just like a bag of chips and some salami. Like that's not gonna hold anybody over.
Yeah.
I gave that to the action team in my situation. That's why it was put high.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, because 2 people would be able to ration that to the point where they could like eat the minimum amount, but with everybody else, it's like it's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's quick food for their fast journey.
Isaac's numbers change our average ranked a little bit, but it's mostly the same.
Dang it, Isaac.
Yeah, my bad. Here, I'll just change them to where they are the average.
Oh, it's
Yeah, Oh.
Okay, so are we going with, let's see, we got fishing poles at number 5. Let's see, what are we going with for number 6?
Should go with the flotation devices.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yes. Yes.
I was thinking map. I mean, I don't know. You're about to send 2 people off to get help.
I agreed with that initially, but some of the other guys brought up the fact that the river takes you straight to the town, so they're just taking the river.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 16, 18 miles
Yeah, I thought that too.
of like portaging.
Well, then I guess they need the map and the compass.
They don't need the compass. I put compass as like one of the last things because there's
Well, you
so
can't
many
use the map
rivers
for
and
that
lakes
compass.
that you have the map to know exactly where you are.
It depends on how good they are with that.
If there's one thing I've learned from Boy Scouts, it's that a map is totally useless without a compass.
Yeah, unless you're like crazy, man. I know the area perfectly.
Yeah, like it's
Unless
really.
you're Isaac White.
There was like one time we went backpacking and it was like a 5-day trail and we were in the middle of nowhere, no trail, and like one of the things that our leaders taught us was like you can't use landmarks to figure out where you're at because there's no way to know. Like,
Yeah, you get so turned around and you're done. Dunsky.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what would happen. I mean, maybe the canoe duct tape thing wouldn't work out, so they'd have to take it on foot. Like,
So if we said the action team would not be able to be effective unless they're dry, they have a boat, I feel like direction is like their most important thing too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm getting swayed.
I feel like that should be closer to the top then.
Yeah. So what do we got? I don't think it surpasses matches.
Mm-hmm.
Why is whiskey number? I think it surpasses whiskey.
I agree. I'm a little torn on the whiskey.
Yeah, I'm completely torn on the whiskey.
Whiskey.
At least we'd have one last good night.
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
One, we got matches. 2, we got duct tape. 3, we got sleeping bags. 4, we
is it
got
us?
and map.
Is it us in the scenario, or is it like just 6 people?
It's us.
Okay, because that changes a lot.
I don't want the broken leg, so
Yeah.
My leg's broken.
All right. It's Drew.
Oh, that would be awful because you seem the most prepared for this situation.
No, I just watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay.
Well,
YouTube help people, man.
if it's going all the way back to the town, we might as well just throw a life jacket on Drew and let him float down the river the whole way.
I'm just mad that cell phone and internet's not on the list.
Oh yeah, just like
I want to be able to browse and text while I'm experiencing the last few moments of my life.
that's true. Like in today's like day and age, like when I go dirt biking and stuff, it's like if you ever get lost, just ride to the top of a mountain.
Yeah, I just use my GPS. If I had my phone, I'd be fine. I could
Yeah.
download food, water.
Even in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, sometimes you can find spots where you get service. That's all it would take.
Yep.
Okay, we'll add cell phone on here then.
Can we replace the whiskey? Thanks.
So, are we going with map is number 4, and then compass is number 5?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
That works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see, we have paracord.
And then how about? Oh, sorry.
I was thinking we could put flotation as 6 just because, again, more stuff to be able to like shelter and warmth, and it'll help them like not drown on the rapids.
Yeah,
think
I'd agree with that.
I think fishing poles maybe could be 6. Maybe
Oh, we didn't put fishing poles yet?
we
Although-
did. It lost its place.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, fishing poles I think are like good for survival, but at the same time, you can go pretty long without food.
I was just thinking about
Not as long as you think.
Yeah, but
But if you're
compared
just
to,
sitting there,
I feel like you're looking at least like 4 days till someone comes and gets you.
same. But if the guys
You're
on the
gonna-
river don't make it, we're not really like enabling
Oh, you're toast.
the people to make it.
so I like the flotation because it's used as shelter, water catch,
Yep.
and safety for the action team,
And they're warm.
and insulation on the floor and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But fishing poles, I feel like, is super important too, just to make it sustainable because it could be a lot longer.
After 4 days with no food, you're gonna be pretty weak.
Let's say the
Yes.
action let's say the action
Almost
team
totally.
fails.
You'd be like totally unproductive. Like
Yeah. Wouldn't even be thinking right.
If the action team fails, eventually rescue team will come, but it'll be probably 5 or 6 days. So you're all almost dead without food by then.
we'll cut off Isaac's leg and make a steak.
Dude, I was saying we should just burn the forest down. They'll find us pretty fast.
Seems like a pretty wet forest.
Wood will catch fire. I don't know. I've thought about it in like 2 different ways, like where you send out the action team, or like, I was thinking, what if we didn't send an action team? You waited. But I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. We've already decided that the team will go out and everything, and so I guess it changes a lot of things. But it's kind of weird because fishing poles was my number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's going to be so weak. 2 days without food, everyone's going to kill each other.
Yeah.
Like, you're all at camp, and if nobody's eating anything, you're all going to hate each other, and then everyone's going to die.
The problem is there's no food alternative because you don't have a knife. You can't make a spear. I mean, you could rub a stick on a rock until it was sharp, I guess, but
Yeah. It's only productive.
but that takes a lot of energy in and of
Are you
itself.
talking about for a hook?
To make like a spear, if you want to spear fish or something, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, to get food, there's really no other alternative on the list than the fishing poles.
Yeah,
I
you
think
could
fishing
fish
would
with
be
a
the-
broken fishing pole.
Yeah, I think fishing would be the simplest way in this situation to get food too. But I agree with Isaac. Like people who don't get food, especially who aren't used to being hungry, it does weird things to your mind. Makes you think in ways that you haven't before.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got duct tape. That'll fix your fishing pole.
Yeah, that too.
So I even put fishing pole before all of that stuff because what's the point of fixing a canoe if everyone's going to starve when you're gone, you know? Because, I mean, you got action team. They go 16 to 18 miles. Let's say they make it in 2 days. They get to the road. You never know when a car is going to drive on that road. It's 60 miles from the closest town. And so I was like, and you never know if the action team's actually going to make it.
Yeah.
But you're depending on that like severely. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be the thing that makes and breaks us. I think dispatching the action team is definitely the priority.
Yeah.
And even if worst case scenario, the fish aren't biting, like they'll still be okay. They might be missing a few legs.
But fishing is like the least amount of energy for the payoff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause you literally just sit there.
Just get the guy with the broken leg to fish.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll
dude,
do
I work pretty hard when I fish.
Hey,
I do too. Or
So is
salmon fishing.
Are the next two the flotation devices and the fishing pole?
Yeah, that's what we're debating about.
I say we go fishing
We could-
pole station.
but- We could do a vote.
Okay.
So
I go fishing pole over flotation device.
Me
say,
too.
or raise my hand.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. I mean, they're both pretty important, especially for if our number one priority is to get the team. I mean, let's say the flotation or like the canoe breaks and then they're screwed. But I mean, who knows? Maybe the lakes are pretty small, but I'm thinking they're pretty massive lakes because it's portaging, and so that the majority of their time will be spent paddling. But
I feel like shelter-wise, they could build something else. They could improvise. They're already. I mean, I guess we're already dry. We have clothes. We've got sleeping bags. Like, I feel like the flotation device for the base camp. I mean,
Not
the
really
main
necessary.
purpose is water catch, I guess.
Okay, so let's go fishing pole 6, flotation device 7, maybe. Is
Yeah.
there anything else that you guys would put before it?
Yeah.
I vote flotation devices next for
Yeah.
7.
And then
We're almost there.
I'm thinking whiskey. What are you guys thinking? Whiskey, paracord?
The whiskey works for me.
I feel like
Hey guys, just a heads up. I got 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm the one doing the broadcast, so
paracord is like so useful, but
I'm just doing jeans and my white button. That's it.
Yeah, we could. I mean, you're right. We could use that for things.
Do we want to just take what the next average ranked is and then like be done?
well, I don't think the fanny pack salami is even necessary. Anybody? Because it's just not enough to do anything.
the only thing would be to give it to the A team, but
Yeah.
if they didn't get it, I wouldn't be that concerned.
Yeah.
I think they need it. I think they really need it, but
Yeah, because they're not hunting for anything. Their goal is just to go, so they need stuff on the go.
So I'm thinking fanny pack number 8.
Yep.
I agree.
yeah.
And then more clothes.
I feel like whiskey comes before clothes.
Same.
Yeah, let's go whiskey.
Whiskey, and then paracord.
Yeah.
I like paracord before clothes.
Really?
I do too.
Yeah, because it's so versatile. You can use it for binding your structure together. You can use it for hanging meat. If you kill something, you can use it for, I don't know. There's like you can look on like wilderness survival stuff. It's like in top 5 usually.
All right. Okay, I can
I
roll with
can't
that.
think of everything right now, but I wouldn't regret it over clothes.
Okay.
Because who cares if your clothes are dirty? You have a sleeping bag as long as you're dry, you know?
Yep.
And then you can huddle together for body heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I think we got them all then.
So do we have the professional stuff? Professional answers?
Oh, it might be on the agenda actually.
It is on the agenda, but I know you're running out of time. We have like 2 minutes. I go through it real quick then. So
because I have a thing that gives us all the scores for what we put on the. I guess it doesn't matter.
yeah, I'll go through the X right now. So based on here's what the X rankings were. Number 1 was the duct tape.
Ah! Sorry.
There he goes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was. Number 2 was the personal flotation devices.
Interesting.
Yeah, they said.
How is matches not even on there yet? That's crazy.
Because these guys are like pros. They could like start a fire in their sleep.
Well, they were focused on. Apparently, they said they can be worn as vests to keep the torso warm and for pillows and whatnot. Because right now, I think we're wet, it doesn't get dry. Number 3 was the map of the area. 4 was the sleeping bags. 5 was matches. 6 is food. 7 is clothes. 8 fishing pole. 9 paracord. 10 the insect repellent. Interesting. 11 was water purification. 12 was the frisbee.
Dang it!
Yeah, they said one uses to heat water in it for which again, let's see here. Yeah, it says one uses to heat water in it, being careful that the heat does not melt the plastic. Fish can be boiled in it. So it was interesting. I guess they were more using it for serving purposes and prepping.
Hey,
And
you
then-
could kill bunnies with it too.
That's true.
Just throw it at him really hard.
13 was the magnetic compass. And then the 14 was whiskey. So interesting.
I like our list better.
Yeah, I agree. I like the I like the cell phone and service too. So
if you, I added another sheet that gives all of the individual error scores and the persuasion scores, as well as the group error scores and the totals. Next sheet.
This looks good.
Really? I'm not seeing it.
If you look at the bottom, it says sheet 1 and sheet 3.
Oh, there we go.
Good.
Just click sheet 3.
Sweet.
So
crazy.
I need to. I'm supposed to report the group's results after this, so I'll just grab kind of the snapshot, the front, which was what we agreed on.
It also includes all the averages.
Yeah, just download that Excel sheet and submit that. Probably way more
Yes.
than anyone else did.
Is there? Can I download it from here? I'm not.
Yeah.
Very...
Yeah, you just hit file.
Or
and
just keep the link and whatever.
Just
Or
hit
you
file.
can, you can do share and.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
File,
can hit the link
download
on
it.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, and then if you could, Hunter, if you could just post that link of the live video, and then I'll post the.
Where should I post it? Because my discussion board is like whacked out.
Yeah, I would. Maybe. Do you want to just email it to me, and then I'll post them all together? And regardless how it shows, at least it'll show that we did, and I'll put our group in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll. Yeah, just email that to me. Okay. Then other than that, and I know you guys got to go.
All right.
Any other points, or I think we're pretty covered though.
I got one more.
Cool. Hit it.
I really want to talk about the frisbee again. No, just kidding.
You got one more shot. No.
Honestly, I'm going to go in my backyard and start a fire, and then I'm going to try to boil water with a frisbee. And I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know how it goes. All right. I'm good, though. I'm stopping the broadcast. So.